Setting, Dracula's castle interior. A large foyer connects to the living room. A combination of ancient artifacts and modern knickknacks are strewn around. A TV is set upon a coffin. At Rise, Dracula is watching trashy reality TV, sipping on a juice box full of blood. His feet up on the ottoman in complete slouch mode. Dracula's bride enters.
Dracula, you have hardly left that spot all night.
Why would I need to leave my Nina if I have everything I ever need right here?
How many times do I have to tell you that I'm not Nina?
It is a common mistake, my dark beauty.
Dark?
It is a compliment.
Well, you need to work on your compliments. I'm bored, Dracky. This castle is old and not in a good, expensive way. Kind of like you.
I am old in a good way. I have sucked the blood of very powerful people throughout centuries. Perhaps I'm just low on blood.
Whose blood are you sucking now? No one has come to visit this castle.
Ah, so you long for a party.
I long for a better husband.
What was that?
Companionship, I said.
Am I not enough?
You are insufficient.
Careful, my beauty. You are still young in immortal years. I've been through many partners and brides throughout the centuries. Anyone would be lucky to be the Countess of Bran Castle. The title comes with power and rewards.
It would mean something if you did anything exciting. Transylvania no longer acknowledges counts. We're in the age of democracy.
I never cared for democracy. Too many people with opinions.
We could overthrow the regime, and other countries do it all the time, and they're not even bloodsuckers.
But they are bloodsuckers, but of a lesser status. Mina.
Not Mina.
You have inspired me. I shall open up Bran Castle for a gala. Rumors have gone around for centuries about the infamous count in his castle, but luckily for us, many do not believe them anymore. The age of skepticism and atheism has its benefits. We are believable enough to pique curiosity from onlookers, but not enough to scare them away. And once they arrive, some may never leave. Come, we must make preparations.
Dracula exits.
This is the most excited I have seen Dracula become in years. He promised me a long life of blood-sucking, but I did not think he would be the one to do it and pass the initial bite, and yet Bran Castle is the sufficient place to spend my days. I just wish it was not so empty as it was.
There is a knock on the door.
Well, who can that be?
She goes to answer the door. Backpacker enters.
Oh. Sorry to disturb you, miss. Are you the owner of this castle?
Perhaps God is shining down on me after all. Why, yes, this is my castle, and what can I do for you?
I can't seem to find anywhere to get a bite or sleep. No pubs, no hostels anywhere.
This is the best place to get a bite. Well, you are in luck. This is the best bed and breakfast in the country.
Really?
The maids are on vacation. Please, come in.
Oh, this is wild. How old is this?
I have to be going on 128, but I stopped aging at 21. Oh, you were talking about the castle. Yes, the castle was built in the 12th century. Many military generals and kings have lived in this castle over the centuries. Many tales are in these stone walls, and I did not know that it would fall so far from grace nearly a year after I came here. But we used to be under control of Germany for a while, then Hungary, but now we're technically part of Romania. But this castle's not owned by any government or country, despite their discontent.
Wow. It's a miracle this place is still standing.
Well, the Count has made sure of that.
You still have counts? What year is it?
Well, no one has come to strip away his title. They're too afraid.
Why would they be afraid?
Why, he is rather horrible to look at.
Has he deserved his title being stripped away?
Depends on who you ask. Some days I'd say yes.
Where is he now?
You sure are a curious one, showing up here alone and asking all these questions.
I would just like to know why someone would leave such a beautiful woman all alone in a dusty old castle.
Dusty, well, I told you the maids were on vacation.
What's your name?
Adelina.
I've never heard that name before.
It's old.
Seems like a lot of things around here are.
I would hardly consider myself old.
Oh, maybe just old in spirit, though. Certainly not in appearance.
How does he know? This is not like the old days. People just don't believe everything they read on the internet anymore. Well, this is a wild assumption to make when we are not properly acquainted.
Well, what would you like to know?
Let us start with your name. And where do
John.
you come from, John?
California.
What a strange name for a country. Where is that?
It's not a country, Adelina. It's a state in the United States, America.
I never really did keep up with US affairs until they started meddling into ours. Are they still doing that?
Yes. America is constantly involving themselves in everyone's business.
I never really did care for foreign policy. That was my father's business.
Oh, does he work in politics?
He's dead.
Oh, I'm sorry for your loss.
It was 100 years ago.
I can understand how it could feel like that sometimes.
Whew. For a second there, he had me worried he was a descendant of that Professor Van Helsing he's always warned me about, but seems that he's just as ignorant as I'd hope. Yay, America. You must be tired. Let me show you to the sitting room and I'll fetch you a drink.
Bride leads him further into the room. She then goes to a bar cart and pours a glass of whiskey, bringing it to the backpacker.
Oh, nothing for you?
Not really my drink of choice.
You're so different. I'm beginning to like it here.
I think we would rather like having you in our home. I mean, bed and breakfast.
Are you really alone here?
Yes.
Mina, I cannot find my riding coat. The horses will not respect me without it.
So I lied. I'm sorry. Please wait here.
Bride runs off to help Dracula. Backpacker stands up from his spot, observing the peculiar state of the room, then sifting through his backpack until he pulls out a journal.
This has to be the very same place great-grandfather detailed in his diary. I received that same uneasy feeling. You get more overwhelmed with company than he felt. This girl must be new. She is nothing like the three women great-grandfather wrote about, or at least has come into the company after his time. It's clear she's around the same age. What would he think of me to walk into this place that brought him so much fear, to avenge his wife, his Mina?
He quickly places the diary back in his pack when he hears Bride approaching.
Apologies for that.
Why'd you lie about being alone? And why did he call you Mina?
Truth is, that man is my husband, but I grow tired of him. I was not the first choice for a wife, and he certainly was not the first choice for a husband. He wishes he could have married on an old lover, Nina.
Mina was not a lover. Oh, I mean, that's unfortunate. You should be happy with the one you love till death do you part.
And after, apparently.
You have a very interesting outlook on life, Adelina. I'd love to hear your husband's.
I don't think you would. You should rest and enjoy your drink.
Bride sits backpacker back down.
What else have you lied about to me, Adelina?
A few white lies are always important in the business.
And what business is that?
Hospitality, of course.
Why would the Count need to be running a bed and breakfast out of his castle? Isn't he loaded?
What does that mean? Loaded? I don't see how having weapons would make a difference.
It means rich. Isn't he rich?
Ah, rich. Well, coming from money is so boring. Sometimes you need a bit of excitement and company to keep yourself satisfied.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say you was blushing.
That is not possible, but you still run a chill down my spine.
You are quite cool.
Low blood pressure.
Why don't you light a fire?
It is the middle of the summer.
Yet you are cold.
It is inevitable.
It's hard to bring back the warmth back into something that's already dead.
What?
Doesn't your relationship with your husband make you feel dead inside?
Oh, metaphorically dead. Yes, yes. I very much am metaphorically dead.
Yeah, it's hard to bring back to life from the dead.
Maybe just a rush to make me feel alive again.
Whoa, you could get a divorce.
But then, where would I go?
Anywhere you like.
California.
If you like.
Would you take me?
Oh, you don't know me, Adelina. I could be a murderer.
I'm not scared of murderers.
Maybe you should be.
An American will never scare me.
Perhaps one with European heritage might.
Many Americans have European heritage. I can tell by your appearance. Where else would you have come from?
Perhaps when you hear my name.
John is not a frightening name unless you find the English frightening, which maybe you should, considering their teeth.
I meant my last name.
The only surname that would scare me is Van Helsing, and you do not look like a Van Helsing.
Not even a Harker?
Harker would just annoy me as my husband, would not stop calling me Nina. Who are you?
I was named after my great-grandfather. Guessing by your reaction, you already know who I am.
Another Jonathan Harker. Your family moved from England.
We needed to move after he set a monster loose in London.
Oh, do not feel too bad about it. The Count is quite resourceful.
Resourceful enough to even survive a stake through the heart.
From what the Count told me, since I was not there, your grandfather needed to have a bit better aim. The stake has to go through the heart, not through the lungs.
Are you questioning my great-grandfather's ability to kill a beast?
Well, as you know, he is not dead, just old and senile.
I'm going to kill him.
Okay.
Okay.
I do not care. He bores me.
You don't feel like you owe him anything? Not even your life? Or whatever you would like to call this life of yours?
You live 100 years in this castle with all your friends and family dead, living off rats, and then tell me if I owe him anything.
There must be something.
The blood sucking is quite nice, but I haven't had fresh meat in decades.
That's a shame. You deserve better.
You could be exactly what I need.
I'm flattered, but you'll have to go too.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry.
After all this hospitality I showed you, men are unbelievable.
It's only fair. Men and women are equal now.
Oh, men only say that to avoid being gentlemen. What would your mother think?
Yeah, you're right.
Really?
No, you're a monster.
Well, monster is a little harsh, don't you think? What about woman of the night?
Are you a prostitute?
I would never sell myself for money. Although I am so good, I deserve some sort of payment.
Can we get back to what really matters?
Right. Like you killing me.
Right.
Are you sure about this? Killing can really change a man. I wouldn't want it to get too much, in your head.
I'm sure about this.
And we are absolutely determined that I will be part of this arrangement.
Afraid so.
What if I helped you kill Dracula? Would you spare me then?
How could you help me kill him?
I could lure him into a trap, a sexy trap.
How do you make a sexy trap?
Watch and learn.
She pulls her dress down on one side of her shoulder and puts on a husky voice.
Oh, Dracula, I heard a frightful noise in the corridor. Can you go see what it is? I'm frightened.
The two uses of fright are impeccable.
Yes, and then you would pop out from one of the rooms and hit him over the head.
No.
Catch him in the daylight.
Won't you be sleeping?
Right. You can get him while he is sleeping.
Well, then I'll get you at the moment too. Two birds with one stone.
That is not fair. I want to be part of the planning.
Death, like life, is often unfair.
Will you at least mourn me for a while?
Pity more than mourn.
Oh, hate to admit it, but this is the most excitement I've felt in a while, and my own death is involved. I have not felt like this since I died the first time. Only this time I will not wake. Oh, that is a shame. Perhaps my soul will finally be set free. What will you do?
Uh, Probably deliver your heads on a spike to the Romanian government.
Medieval. I love it. and what will become of the castle?
Museum or bed and breakfast, perhaps.
Oh, my dreams are coming true after death when I'm not around to see them. Oh, you were right in saying life and death is so unfair.
I'll kill you quickly so you don't have to suffer.
Ah, so you do care for me. In another life, we would have made quite the pair.
Adelina, I've come to a decision.
Yes, John.
You can help me kill Dracula, but then after that, I will kill you.
Oh, splendid. Oh, every girl dreams of this day.
Call him out of the foyer with us, but don't alert him that anything is wrong.
Oh, Dracula, my love. There is something rather exciting I must show you in the foyer.
One moment, my love.
Perfect. He shouldn't expect anything since it's coming from you.
Okay, you must sit on the couch and I will introduce you as my guest, but with a new name. John will frighten him too much, even if he does not yet know that you two are related. You shall be called Francois Applebottom.
That is quite the name. Did you just come up with that?
Yes, quite impressive, right?
Right.
Oh, there is one more thing we need to set the scene.
What is that?
Your blood.
Bride sinks her teeth into Backpacker's neck and drains just enough for herself to be satisfied, but enough that he's still alive, slowly turning into a vampire himself.
You were so unwise to enter this castle without at least a crucifix. It is basic vampire hunting.
Mina,
Dracula enters.
Mina, I find it hard to believe that there's anything exciting. Did you see a rat again? I told this place was filthy. Ah! What have you done to my living room?
What you taught me to do, what you made me to do. And your living room were married.
I have never known you to be so rash.
He threatened to kill you.
Him?
Yes, him. He is related to your precious Mina, her great-grandson.
What are the odds?
Hi, Dracula. He tracked you down specifically to kill you. Are you not paying attention?
I'm just so flattered by this dedication.
You are not angry that someone would try to kill you?
Not really. I grow rather bored.
I am boring?
You do this every time. Oh.
What's happening to me?
You were dying. I killed you. Is that not impressive? You did not think I could do it.
At least let me have a taste of him.
No, he is mine. You will not drain him.
You will turn this man? You don't even know how to raise a young vampire like I raised you.
Like you raised me. Listen to yourself. Are you my husband or my father?
Exactly, I am your husband. And as your husband, I forbid you to turn this man.
Adelina!
Bride slices her wrist and places the open wound to Backpacker's mouth to suck and be reborn.
Well, he cannot stay here. I forbid that.
We do not plan to.
Then where will you go? You cannot survive amongst the wolves.
Well, John was telling me about this lovely place called California. I think we shall take an aeroplane there. Wouldn't that be lovely?
But what am I to do?
Go find a new bride or groom. I am not one to judge. Perhaps after all this time, you will learn to long for Adelina instead of Mina.
Who is Adelina?
Goodbye, Dracula.
Backpacker and bride exit. The end.